engineers and architects discovered the joys of concrete, little did they realise they were also creating a blank canvas for graffiti. It's all around us, but who's doing it? We've tracked down one of the main culprits who's left his mark just about everywhere. But there's one man who wants to stop him. Their battleground is the Tyneside Metro.
What they're doing is actually threatening people who use the station.
He's just got this idea that all graffiti artists are nasty, horrible people and they should be shot.
They're actually assaulting in one way, assaulting our passengers, and therefore I think they should have a very severe punishment, probably prison.
I can understand his point of view in a way, because the track sides on the metro system are hammered. But if you tried working with these people, you might understand instead of just coming along with this no-nonsense, zero-tolerance attitude.
In the battle against graffiti, you call on the men in green, the foot soldiers who clean up after the nightly attacks. It's chemical warfare, spray paints versus detergents and acid.
As quick as we can take it off, they can put it back on. It is a huge problem, which Metro is spending a vast amount of money on.
I probably spend thousands of pounds myself doing it. I mean, it's like some people might take drugs or drink or whatever, you know, when they get their rush, and it's just the same with me. Painting does that for me.
We have 3 staff to a team, and we have 3 teams on days, 3 on nights, constantly going around the clock. And as you can see, areas like this they can put on in 5 minutes, which can take us a day to take off.
I was introduced to it by a lad who I used to work with. He was into breakdancing, he was in the hip-hop scene, and I just gave it a go, and I've been doing it ever since.
Do you ever feel guilty?
Not really, like. I mean, the things that I do, they're quite nice. They're nice bright colours for people to look at. I mean, now and again, more damaging people's property. I mean, I have done in the past, but it doesn't really worry us that much.
It's just pure destruction, isn't it, really? Consequently, they just haven't got anything else in their life other than to destroy.
I mean, I'm proud of Newcastle, but it's just, you just feel, you know, how can you be proud of what's around you, you know?
It's terrible. It's, I just wish something would be done about it as soon as possible.
In this urban battlefield, this is the General, the Director General of Nexus, which runs the Metro.
Right, boys, this is it.
We're not into sort of a military operation, although I think we have a sort of strategy to try and combat it. And we have to outthink the graffiti artists. I have to say some of them are very clever. Their communication skills are extremely good. They talk to each other on the internet. They have their own magazines. It's not just 1 or 2 kids playing games.
Graffiti writers usually start with a tag.
We do recognise a lot of them. We've got one, Cry, which is a young girl. I think she's about 12, 13, climbing around in various stations, risking her life all hours of the day and night. They sort of put their tags up, hopefully, that the friends are going to see, and often it's a tone tag to themselves. We've put a tag this high, see if somebody else can top that or top where they put it, and the day will come where one of them will come to a sticky end. There's no, it's just kids that's doing this, all walks of life. People will be very surprised at the type of people that actually do graffiti.
For just a few pounds, you can pick up a can of spray paint, but the cost of the damage they can do is just staggering. We asked councils, bus companies, rail companies, and of course Nexus, how much they spend cleaning this sort of stuff off. And this is what it comes to. Just imagine what you could do with £1.5 million if graffiti could be wiped out, rather than wiped clean. Some graffiti writers go on to do what's called a piece. They take photos to add to their portfolio. Even some of the public admit they've got talent.
That's quite cool, it brightens up the area a bit. It's a bit boring otherwise, just metal poles and everything. But with graffiti, something interesting to look at instead.
Oh, actually I think it's quite good. It brightens the place up, mostly.
I mean, some people do it because they're bored, some people do it for the simple buzz, the thrill of getting involved because it's addictive. Other people do it because it's what they're good at. So if you place them into an art gallery, they become re-evaluated in a totally different sense. What is graffiti is what is art.
Welcome to the Wall of Fame.
What we're doing is
disused dockyard,
We're caught. We're for it.
concrete canvas.
Anybody worried?
We tracked down one of the top Tyneside graffiti writers.
I just like doing it. I find it mentally stimulating. I only started off like tagging, and obviously that's all I want to be. I just want to write my name and do what's called bombing. And the more you do it, the more you get into it. Like doing colour pieces started, doing trains started, and getting in trouble started. Trains is the ultimate form of graffiti.
So what's the thrill for you? I mean, what is it about it you like so much?
You can't describe it. Being in a train yard, the smell, standing there in front of a train just going. Imagine you stood in a train yard, like say a British rail train. The bottoms of them are like there to you, and you imagine they're like 12, 13 foot high, and you're stood like that looking at it thinking, that's big, and you're there to paint that. And to get away with that, it's just the ultimate buzz. There's only like myself, maybe 2, 3 other people at a push who've actually got the know-how and the balls to do it. The consequences for it don't bear thinking about it. You get caught, you go into prison, basically.
Well, what's the biggest price you've paid for all of this?
12-month sentence. I did 6 months of that sentence with nothing else to do but draw.
But if prison simply gives them all the time in the world to perfect the designs, are there any alternatives? We brokered a truce and brought the head of the Metro and our graffiti artist face to face.
You're one of our graffiti vandals.
I am, yeah. Graffiti artist.
Why do you say that?
Because graffiti is an art form.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely.
So do you use graffiti on our system?
I have done, yeah.
Yeah. Why do you do it?
I do it for fame and respect for people. And you've got to take a...
Well, you don't get my respect.
No, but it's a place where people see it though.
Well,
the railroad system, people use it every day. They see graffiti all the time.
That's why they don't like it. You could say that looks a bit of graffiti, it's specially done, and it's a bit of very interesting art to catch your eye.
So I've been doing youth projects, painting people's shutters on the fronts of shops and things like that.
Right.
But doing proper murals, not just graffiti.
Well, that's excellent, but surely isn't that the way we want to channel all graffiti?
One idea that I've had about it was to maybe get a competition run. You know, maybe Nexus sponsors a competition for graffiti artists who want their work seen in the public eye.
Food for thought, but Mike Parker is still determined to stamp graffiti out. £6.5 million is being spent on new cameras. Hardened graffiti artists can expect to be punished, and the zero tolerance extends to catching those just experimenting with a marker pen. The aim is catch them early. With 480 state-of-the-art cameras, Mike Parker has an impressive new weapon in his armoury.
We will have it on tape, so it'll be a very, very major deterrent. Not just to graffiti, of course, but to any sort of crime or incident on the Metro.
So the war looks like it might go your way.
I'm pretty optimistic as Commander-in-Chief.
There'll always be people there who are going to take a tin of paint out and go out and do illegal stuff, like go bombing and that. It's always going to be there.
In our case, it wasn't illegal. A derelict site, yes, but we always knew this is how it would end. An act of vandalism or a work of art? Email us with your views. With details